Hello, everyone. This is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
I had to get my music in, and this is Battle Report 308.
308.
First battle report we've done in a while. First game I played in a while.
Yeah, quite some time. You broke quarantine. They didn't find you for long enough to play this game.
Exactly. So Orcs and Goblins. I got in touch with a friend of mine. We said, okay, let's go out and play a game. So we did. Orcs and Goblins versus Vermin Swarm. I
I,
didn't know
I,
it.
I tried to report you. I said there's this guy playing a war game wearing a mask, and they said they couldn't identify you.
Perfect. Yeah, that was different. So let's move on. So what do we got? Kind of back to my old list. Hasn't changed much from what it used to play. The Feral Orc Warlord, which I have yet to see a better build for a Orc General. I love that Orc Warlord.
Mm-hmm.
Feral Orc Chief, BSB with paired weapons, Hero's Heart. Shaman Master, he's also on a boar. A lot of guys on boars. This time though, I got rid of the took the Gargantula out of characters and took a Cave Goblin Chief on a Nasher. And then because 150 points is way too cheap, I gave him stuff. What do I got? 29 Feral Orc Head Bashers, 2 units of Common Orc Boar Boys. They light lances and shields with musicians. I'm rethinking that. Common Goblin Raiders, Wolf Riders, light lance, bow, and shield. 10 Nashers, and 11 mounted Ed Bashers. Full command lance, shield, and the Mykonox totem. And 2 Gargantulas. Because I like Gargantulas.
As an escort.
Yeah. So playing them, Vermin Swarm, he's got a Tyrant as his general. He's got paired weapons, tail weapon, heavy armor, litter, Hero's Heart, and the Death Cheater. So he ends up with a 2-up, 4-up, and I forget what this is, like 6 or 7 Strength 4 AP3. Strength 5 AP3.
He's like at 4, and he gets like 1 with the tail weapon, and then he gets paired weapons.
Well, he's base 4, paired weapon, yeah, tail weapon, paired weapon, and 1 for the Hero's Heart, so
yeah.
7. 7 Strength 5 AP3. It's pretty good. His BSB Chief had the Swarm Master, which gives him the 3d6 Strength 3 attacks at AP1.
Mm.
It's an interesting build. Master of Thaumaturgy with the thing that lets you stand behind out of the front rank, and a Plague Patriarch who is has a flail. That's it.
Okay.
2 units of 40 rats, both full command, 1 with spears, 1 with hand weapon shield, 1 with the Aquila of Ruin, the other the Banner of the Endless Swarm. 3 units of 10 foot pads with slings, a meat grinder, 6 gutter blades, 2 dreadmills, 2 abominations, a globe launcher, a rotary gun, and a lightning cannon. So, yep, 2 abominations.
Yeah, not too shooty.
Yeah, they're only 330 points for those things.
Yeah, I like them, and he didn't take any big platforms.
No, the general's on a litter, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
He didn't take any of the big towers. So we're playing at Huzzah, and there you go. The new Huzzah has tables taped off.
Yes, this is not a crime scene.
Yeah. So you can play on this. They like all this space in here, and they allow 4 tables to be used at a time to keep the distance up. So, yeah. And the whole time we were in there, there's one group here in the back, and we were up front.
And you have to wear masks all the time.
And you do have to wear a mask the whole time. So, but decent precautions.
Mm-hmm.
I will say wearing a mask for 4 hours straight game, was a little annoying, but definitely understand. So we're going to play on this table. with clockwise from the back left. We've got water, ruin, a wall, forest and a field, building. This is one of the new maps where the building is on the back edge of the board.
Yeah.
So it actually kind of blocks sections off the board. There's at least 2 maps that do this, maybe 3. Another wall off on the left and a hill up here towards the center.
Well, that's helpful to me. I don't know how many times I've measured. Can I squeeze through there?
Right.
In a game.
My new terrain piece. There you go. My ruin.
Looks good.
And it's got, you could barely see it, but it's got a little piece of felt under it that matches the outline, so you can just lift this up.
Yep.
If you need to. All right. So we decided, first game back, we're going to do...
you should take some pictures of that and send it to me so I can post it on the blog.
That's a good idea. I meant to do that a long time ago. Like when the first time you asked me, probably 3 months ago.
Well, you are old.
Thanks. Yeah, like I said, first game back, so we decided to do battle line, hold the center. So you can see the mark there in the center. There we've deployed.
Did you drop or did you go back and forth?
We went back and forth a couple times. I pretty much decided where his line was going to be, and I dropped everything to go last.
Okay.
Because the only thing he's really got that ranges is the cannon.
Right.
I guess the dread mills too, but anyway. But I like going second in the hold the center games because you can kind of jump in at the bottom of a turn and grab the objective.
Yeah, I like second in any objective-based game.
First moves, you can see the dread mills have come up within 18 inches of my spider down here on the bottom left, which you can't see, but he is down there on the bottom left.
So if I can't see it, how can I see it?
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
The abominations did complete opposite. This abomination on the left rolled a 4 for its distance, 2 1s and a 2. Meanwhile, the one on the right-hand side, I think, went 15. So he came rolling up there.
Okay.
There you go. So, and that was pretty much it. He fired. His shooting was not that. He did a wound here and there, nothing major.
Okay.
His lightning cannon hit but failed to wound my spider. This purple spider down here you see the corner of.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he left me with decent charges. The orc boys on his abomination need a 9. The Nashers need a 7, and the spider needs a 6. Only because the spider's faster than the Nashers. I decided to triple charge it. They all 3 can't make it in, but my choice was going to be to leave the Nashers out if they all 3 made it.
Right.
And being the first game back, I didn't really think about this too much. The orcs failed, but the Nashers and the spider both made it in.
Mm-hmm. You want to give him something to stomp?
Yeah, I thought it would be nice to give him something to stomp. You can see everything else kind of moved up. My boar boys came over to the left and faced over here to deal with his dread mills. And that's pretty much it.
Where's your BSB and your general?
In this big unit of boar boys here in the center.
So
Yes.
no leadership over there. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I messed up too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it's been a long time not thinking the general and the BSB, at least the general could have bounced out into this unit and been within 12 of the spider to give it leadership 9, steadfast, stubborn.
Right.
But for whatever reason, I thought I was going to blow right through this abomination. We did 3 wounds to it. It did 5 to my spider.
Ow.
And then it stomped for another, 3 or 4 to my Nashers. So my charge in 3 didn't do anything to it. We broke. Both units broke. The Nashers exploded. Picked off a wolf rider over here on the left, as they did. And that was it for them. Spider turned and ran. Not a good start with 5 wounds. That thing did 5 wounds to me.
Yeah.
It is strength 6 though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's on how many attacks he rolls up.
yeah, what's he get? 10 attacks. He should do 5 hits and then 2 or 3 wounds. Yeah. Anyway, bit excessive, but whatever. Wouldn't have helped if he would have only done 2, since I sent the Nashers in and let them get wiped out.
Yeah.
Which is my own fault. So anyway, he elected not to pursue me, which I did not understand.
Okay.
I asked him later, and he said he didn't even. He wanted to be able to charge into the boar boys over there on the far right, is what he said. He would, again, first game back, wasn't thinking that had he gone down this way, he still got a 360 charge.
Yep.
Yeah, but again, first game back. My magic phase, I had gotten off a Chilling Howl on the center Dreadmill, so they're going to be -1 to wound. And we're going to go into his turn 2. His turn 2, the Abomination that was over here on the left charged up onto the hill into the flank of my Wolf Riders. And there you go. That's probably not going to go well for them. And the other Abomination, like he wanted to, charged into the flank of my Boar Boys.
Yep.
Dreadmills, I don't know if they've moved yet. I think they came up, stayed within 18 to play around. You can see the Gutter Blades have come forward just to gum things up. And what's that? He got off a Cleansing Light on the Abomination. Yeah, he came up within 18 inches of the Boar Boys is what he did.
Yeah, I think
and
you
only shot off 1. So bad luck for him. Good luck for me. So the stupid Abomination can charge into the I charge the Spider into it, and it does 5 wounds to me. It charges the flank of my Boar Boys and does a single wound.
Why are you running that way?
Because I don't know, felt like a good way to go.
Well, they charge you in the flank.
He did. Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah, until you turn. Okay.
I was at an angle.
Okay.
Yeah, when he charged me, he couldn't wheel in to connect because of the Spider.
Okay.
So I had to conform to him, and that's why I got turned.
Okay.
I was wondering why that was after you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I ran there. Up on top, he killed my Wolf Riders. Yeah, I know you're surprised, but
shocking.
This went back to my turn. The Orange Spider charged into the flank of the Abomination with the Nasher hero going with them.
Okay.
This time, neither one can be stomped, so I got that going for me. And the Nasher hero has the Pana Protection Pension, so he's got a 4-up regen from the Abomination. Sorry, 4-up Fortitude from the Abomination.
What's going on with those Boar Boys?
You'll see it I think in the next picture. But the Spider rallied.
Okay.
The purple Spider rallied on a 6. So it's going to form up with its 3 wounds. I moved. The Boar Boys were over here on the left, kind of the left side of this hill. They about faced and moved as far as they can to the right, and I can get the General and BSB within the corner of the Spider. So I needed to bring the leadership over to the Spider because I can't have that Abomination flipping around the back of this line and just rolling over everything.
Okay.
That's my thought process there.
Okay.
Not saying it's a good process, but there's the purple Spider after he rallied. You can see they are within 12 now, so they can lend their BSB and Inspiring Presence to it. The Boar Boys rallied on a 7 as well, so both units are back.
Okay, I'm assuming the Spider couldn't rally to face the Abomination because of the base.
I wasn't actually worried.
I'm just asking.
He could not. He was too close for me to do it facing him. But I'm okay. This way I can keep him off my he can't hit me and overrun into the
Right.
Ed Bashers.
He doesn't charge you to get some tasty things in front of you. So.
And there's no difference, I'm no different in the side and the front.
Right.
Combat res doesn't really mean anything because I'm stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so we rally there, keep him blocked off for the ferals. I don't want him on the ferals where he can just hit and stomp them to death.
Right.
We go into this fight here on the hill. Oh, and then the magic phase. This time I cast a Chilling Howl with the 12-inch effect on this unit here. So it reached the 2 Dreadmills, this unit. I don't think he has any shooting in this, but this unit has magic, and now he's -1 to hit with that.
Did he fail
And
into
also-
killing, or he didn't
Yes.
see it coming? Oh, okay.
No, he chose to let it go because he knew kind of what was coming for the hill. I was going to try to get off the
Okay.
Born to Fight, the all the
Sure.
bash all the stuff to help the combat on the hill.
Yeah, that's a nice spell to get on.
So he elected to let this one go instead. And it also caught the globe launcher right here to the right of this big unit of.
Oh, okay.
Basically got everyone but a unit of foot pads and his rattling gun. There you go. That globe launcher right here.
Yeah.
Top got hit. I did get Awaken the Beast off on the spider with a single die. He stopped 2 other spells I tried with all his dice, left me with 1 die for Awaken the Beast, which I got off on the spider, which is fantastic because now the spider itself is strength 6. Goblins are strength 5 on the charge.
Well, it's not like that model has a lot of attacks.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It bumped up 16 attacks, which is really good. So I got 16 attacks coming from this, and I've got an automatic hit and 6 attacks coming from this.
Yep.
Hopefully that'll go well. He's only tough 5, so got that going for me.
It's all about that save.
But we don't. We did 4 wounds. So we won the combat. I think there's a 2 or a 3 on that spider. He did 2 or 3 to my spider. He put a few attacks on the Nasher hero, but I ward saved the ones he got through, which irritated him greatly.
So I'm assuming the Nasher hero just slipped off the hill.
He is. He's still up there.
Okay.
Now, this is weird because this is another one of these cases with the single models touching each other.
So you're still on the flank even though you're facing that way.
So yeah, I'm on his flank. I pivot 90 degrees and then backed up as far as I can.
Yep.
So I ended up there, which is not, anyway, doesn't look quite right, does it?
It doesn't, but it's allowed with the single models.
Yeah, we actually had to stop and talk about this one for a little bit. I had to convince him it was legal.
Yeah.
And, once we talked about it a little bit, he's like, yeah, you're perfectly right. It just looks really weird. And it does. So there we go. And that's going to be what it looks like going into his turn. At the bottom, that was bottom of turn 2. Bottom of turn 2, I scored a point. Because I have my feral orcs within range, but that's it. It's the only unit close enough to count for scoring. So I've got 1 point towards getting the objective. The problem not messed up on. One of the problems, the side effect of this Chilling Howl is his Dreadmills without anything to shoot it. Well, doesn't want to shoot at -1, and this guy's already in combat. Right. So he decided he was just going to charge him, and both made it in.
Yep, why not?
Which is not good for me.
Set up well. If you were also going to hit the back of your cavalry too.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see how he positioned him way down there, so he'd make sure to overrun at the shortest possible distance.
That's what you get for being so slick on your reform.
Yeah, I know. It's my own fault. I should have taken I should have taken the character out of the unit.
Yeah.
Which,
Or not backed up as much with the spider.
That would have helped as well.
Yeah.
Except if I had not done that, I think I would have had this unit of rats on me.
Yeah.
And then they would be overrunning down here into my flank of my remaining army. So anyway, so that's that. Both those got in. Foot pads and move around a little bit. Nothing major. Rats come up. Abomination comes into the flank of the spider again. Well, not again, but charges into the flank of the spider.
Right.
To start that fight over. And that's what it looks like going into combat. And you're right, with this Dreadmill lined up perfectly to overrun.
Yeah.
Shooting was rather devastating for me. Took off 10 ferals.
Those guys get lost in the woods?
What's that?
So those guys get lost in the woods?
They apparently did. They went in and they never came out.
Yeah, when you lose those 25mm bases, you notice it, don't you?
It's a big, huge open space on this tray.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Abomination with 3 wounds came in. The spider killed it, but not before he did another 2 to my spider.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I charge him and lose. He charges me and loses.
Wait,
see, this is more like the number of wounds I thought he would do 2 or 3 to my spider.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, it's clearly better with the sweeping side attack.
Yes. Correct. Yeah, those goblins are so much more effective at strength 3.
Exactly.
And why don't they have poison, by the way? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, Spider needs more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider needs more stuff. The riders need poison. And we've done that fight. You can see what are these guys? Gutter blades have come up and chaffed up my ferals.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And so the spider put all of its attacks into the Dreadmill over here in the back flank, hoping to get rid of it before it could overrun. Right. I actually got 4 hits, one of them the Venom Surge. The Venom Surge did a single wound. 3 hits, one of them the Venom Surge. So I get, anything but a 1 or 2 on the Venom Surge and it would have been dead.
Right.
But didn't get it. I did not get it. He put a wound on my Nasher hero, as you can see, the little wound down here on the bottom. But the Nasher hero put the final wound on the Abomination, got rid of it. Because of that, it became a completely open fight. No one was left in combat.
Right.
So the Dreadmill overran in the back of my Boar Boys. The other Dreadmill sat where it was. I think he's gonna angle it in a minute. That is a dead Abomination there in the field, by the way.
Okay.
And let's get the other picture. There we go. Oops, still not done. Why do I have 3 pictures of the same thing? Okay, there we go. So he's re-angled it just a little bit here.
Okay.
I was kind of surprised he didn't go more, but it's where he is. And I angled my guy so I could see both Dreadmills with my turn coming up.
We're facing that way, okay.
Yeah, before I did anything, I checked, and I'm in this unit over here's front. Okay. This unit of clan rats. Because I would have considered going into the flank just to try to tie it up for a round or 2.
Right.
But I'm in its front, so I'm not going to go into its front and fight one of those.
Yeah, I don't know that big character in there.
Well, actually fight both those big characters.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to, because I issue a challenge. I have to hit if I charge in the front, I've got to touch the Doom Wheel or whatever it is, the unit, and the guy on the litter. Actually, that's his BSB there in the center with his 13 strength 3. I've got to touch all 3. I issue a challenge. He ignores me, and they all 3 just kill me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Didn't seem interesting to me. But anyway, so I'm facing that way. Next turn, you can see the Nasher heroes charging down off the hill into the back of the Dreadmill.
Right.
And the spider's going to charge into the flank of the Gutter Blades, and the ferals went into the front of them as well.
So they're both.
Well, I mean, they weren't going to do much more. I probably could have backed off with the orcs. Maybe I should have. What I'm hoping here is this Nasher hero comes down in and with his impact hits does the final wound to this Dreadmill.
Right, before it gets its...
before it gets to launch its attacks.
Mhm.
Now, the interesting thing, which I was thinking about, is I wasn't that worried because I think this thing would do at least 2 wounds to me. The Dreadmill, which kills this orc and the one in front of it, leaving my general with a gap behind him so he can fight backwards and fight the Dreadmill.
Right.
That was my plan.
Okay.
That was my relief plan. If once the disaster had happened and I let him charge into the rear of me, that wasn't part of the plan. And then, of course, the 5 boar boys charged over here into the flank of the Dreadmill, and I'm hoping from this just to get a. I'm hoping just do enough with a charge, a flank, and a wound or 2 to hold it up for a turn, so it can't come down the hill, or go over here and charge the flank of the feral orcs with something else big hitting it in the front.
Yeah, I find when you charge those with the cavalry, that they just kill all your cavalry.
They what?
When you charge those Dreadmills with a small unit of cavalry, I find it just kills all your cavalry.
Well, it only has D3,
Yeah.
right? I mean, or 3 shooting at 3 whatever special attacks. They are AP10, but it's only 3 of them. And this one had blown its. Oh, forgot to mention they both overcharged when they went in, and this one had failed it. It failed the overcharge. I mean the whatever, so it can't overcharge again, whatever that is.
Huh?
You know how they can bump their strength up to 6 if they roll a die?
Oh, yeah. The supercharge or overcharge, yeah. Okay.
So they did that when they charged the spider. This one that's up on the hill still had failed it, so it's only going to be strength 5 against my tough 4 boys. Anyway.
Okay.
So that's it. Everybody else makes it. You can see my boar boys down here on the far right, just getting back into the mix. Yeah, I did absolutely nothing to it. To the Dreadmill on the hill. He killed 3 of me, and I left.
Yep, that's what I found every time I've engaged them.
Whatever. Wasn't counting on that.
It's the high agility that hurts, because it goes first, it kills enough of your guys, you just don't do anything to it.
Correct, and that's what I mean. He went before I did, so actually he didn't go before my boars, I don't think. Anyway, that's what it came out. So I did not a single wound to it, which is very disappointing. Down here on the bottom, you can't see much of this card, but I put Awaken the Beast on the Nasher, so he would come in at strength 7 with his impact hit.
Okay.
So the Dreadmill will get its impact hits, but that's it, hopefully. As long as I can roll a 2 up, it dies. Over here, these 2 units managed to finish off the Gutter Blades, amazingly. And the spider moved.
You wiped them out, or you chased them?
Wiped them out.
Okay.
Wiped them out. And the spider overran to block up these other 2 units.
Okay.
Over here, the impact hits killed 2 boars from the Dreadmill, but my impact hit killed him. So I'm sitting there with my 1 wound on it when the got rid of the Dreadmill. And it's going to be his turn. Turn...
You're being texted by your next week's opponent.
No, am I?
Yeah.
This fight here in the center, he's got 2 units now within 6 inches of the center of the board. I've only got 1. That's how the turn ends. He's both within 6 inches. So now he gained a point.
Yep.
So at the end of turn 4, we're 1 point each. Yeah. My spider with 1 wound gets charged by 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Only 40 clan rats.
Okay.
That should be fun. Oh, forgot to mention his lightning cannon on turn 2 misfired and can't shoot anymore.
I was wondering what's been going on with that thing.
What a shame.
Yeah.
So the rats come up here. The other clan rats, Rat-at-Arms, come up here to the top of the hill so they can see whatever they want to. The Dreadmill that was on the hill comes down as chaff to block out my boar boys. because he doesn't want the boar boys charging into the to this unit of ratted arms.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? This unit here of foot pads comes up to the top of the hill.
Trying to shoot off your guy.
Yeah, they're going to shoot stuff at my guy. He does have hard target. He's toughness 4. He's got a 4-up armor. I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, he's got 10 slingshots.
You know, shooting crap is better than not shooting at all.
Correct.
So
yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt him to shoot at it. So
exactly,
you might as
you
well.
never know. It's always those golden BBs that change things.
Yeah, he still remembers the time when I shot off his vermin lord with a unit of 5 wolf riders.
Yeah,
it had 1 wound left and ran and hid behind a hill, and the 5 wolf riders charged up and ran up and shot him down. Yeah. Anyway, same opponent. Anyway, big pile air on my spider. His foot pads back up a little bit and throw stuff at my boar riders, but don't do much, don't do anything. The spearmen surprisingly kill off my spider.
Okay.
And they overrun, and he rolls, I think he rolled a 3 or a 4. He needed a 5, I believe, to get to this unit on the overrun and failed. So they end up right there in front of me.
What have his weapons teams been doing?
His weapon teams have been shooting at stuff. He actually messed up, and I asked him the next day, because I was like, they seemed very ineffective, especially they've had, for one thing I will say, is they've had the chilling howl on him most of the game.
Oh, okay.
So that means his globe launcher is needing 6s to wound the toughness 4 guys.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big thing that's been hurting him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I asked him the next day when we were talking about the game, and it turns out the globe launcher, he was doing it wrong. It's 2d6 for number of shots times 2. He wasn't doing the times 2.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so we got that. Not that it would have made a whole lot of difference. Like I've said, he's needed 6s most of the game. So back to my turn. Boar boys are going to charge into the front of this dread mill. Charge into the flank with the Nasher hero. Over here, double charge the unit of spears, so he doesn't get a spear bonus, which really doesn't mean anything to me. AP and initiative don't matter against orcs, because you're already going first, and they have no armor. The ferals in front.
Yes. But they got a big stabber.
They do have a big stabber. So that's D3 impact hits. Ooh, look out. Here it comes. Better than none. So we've got that. And that's what it looks like. Boar boys over here on the left fail to rally. They keep running. I get off the... and I can bring the pain on the unit of clan rats.
Did you charge his foot pads and then redirect or something?
I did.
Okay.
It's a good point. I meant to mention that. The Nasher hero was within 12 of the BSB and general, so he had a leadership 9 rerollable. So I declared the charge at the foot pads first, and they ran through the other unit and bounced back to here, and then I just redirected into the flank of the dreadmill. Overrunning, the boar boys overran, smashed into the unit of ratted arms. For whatever reason, I played stupid again and tried to overrun with this guy too. I think I needed a 12 to get into the flank of this other ratted arms unit, but it was dumb to even try it, because this way I can't reform and I'm sitting on the back of the hill and can't see anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's what it is. Again, not saying this is an excuse, because I probably would have done it had I been playing all year. I would have probably done the exact same thing, but I'll say it's because of lack of practice. So basically,
so you were thinking you were going to overrun and get all the way over there. You weren't thinking you were going to overrun and block a spearman from charging your...
No, because the boar boys were going to overrun into this unit, which is the hand weapon and shield unit. One on the right's the spear. I actually, for whatever reason, thought I could roll an 11 or 12 and get this guy from here all the way into the flank of this clan rat unit and help with this fight.
I see. Yeah, and my guess was you were going to be defensive and try to block him with the Nasher guy. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Again, had lots of options, did the wrong one. And because of that, let's back up a minute again. So now he's got 2 units within the center. I've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to pick up the point towards the secondary.
Yeah.
And we start turn 5. I need one more turn. I need to get this turn or the next turn to get the secondary. So there we go. We're fully engaged. The only thing he really has to do is move his footpads and his weapon teams.
Yeah.
Which he does, move them around a little bit. You can see the footpads have moved around. He didn't have a charge on the boar boys last turn, so he's going to make sure he does this turn.
Right.
And the next this unit of footpads comes up to the top to plink some shots into the Nasher hero. We've got that. He goes ahead and he fires both weapon teams into the combat because of the callous rule.
Yep.
He's not worried about it. I don't think he did much, if I recall. Actually, I think he killed more of his guys than mine. Not that it matters, because, you know, I've got what, 10 boars to his 50 rats.
Yeah.
So yeah, numbers don't really mean anything.
So, very helpful rule if you can master fire.
Yes.
Oh, he must have fired at your savages.
He fired at the savages.
At your ferals. You got a lot
ferals, sorry. Yes. This is actually the combat.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Yeah, this is after the combat, the next round of combat.
Oh, okay.
So we fight the next round of combat, and he just kind of goes nuts. The other thing I'm not doing is he's got the Plague Priest in this unit, Plague Patriarch in this unit, who's got the flail, so he's doing, you know, strength 6 hits to me. And I'm just ignoring him and just beating on the unit. Which is very dumb.
Yeah, there's too many guys to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried these little strength 3 attacks. You know, I mean, there's a lot of them, but they're not going to do anything to me compared to what he's doing.
There's so many guys, you're not going to get rid of the static.
Oh, correct.
So you might as well get rid of the damage.
Right. So anyway, so we've got that. We fight another round of combat up here on the top of the hill. He's peeled off my back rank. I'm using my Mikonox totem to shut down his hero's heart on his big guy.
Okay.
On his tyrant. That way normally he would have 7 strength 5 AP 3. This means he has 6 strength 4 AP 1.
Right.
I'm letting him keep his ward save, his fortitude save, because, you know, I'm not hitting him.
Right.
Except for the guys that have to. So, anyway, got that going for us. Going to his turn. There we go. What do we got? Do this. A couple more pictures. Oh, this was, I guess, my turn came up. My turn came up. Yeah, his turn went. My turn came up. My Nasher hero just popped up here to the top of the hill. If he wants to charge me, he can at this point. I've got the flank of this unit lined up so where I can go at it. Trying to see what else is going on.
Looks like he did get a hit on you with his shooting.
He did with his shooting. And unfortunately on my turn, which was the bottom of the turn, he killed off all the 4 of my boar boys. I mean, my ferals, head bashers, and killed off 1 or 2 more of my boar boys. He killed off 1 more of my boar boys. The other 3 fled through this unit, and I lost 2 of them fleeing through the unit of footpads.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's his bottom of my turn. Now it's 2-2.
Hey, but your boars rallied.
But my boars rallied. So we've got turn 6 coming up. It's 2-2. Now I've got clan rats in my flank. You know, ratted arms in my flank. And the only thing I've got left in this after he does his attacks are my three characters in this unit. He's killed the entire unit.
Shot off your hero?
No, I've got shot off what? Oh, yes, correct. He actually shot him off with the little piddly shots.
Yeah.
But it does it. Yeah. He kills kills two of my three characters. The general's the last one left. Combat res is incredible. Well, I didn't do the mark. Anyway. I'll show you that happens in a minute. On the bottom of turn 6, I charged a Forlorn Hope. The two poor boys charged into the flank of this unit.
Oh, so he killed all those guys you stood?
No, he's gone.
Oh, okay.
He's dead. He broke and ran, and he ran me down.
Oh, okay.
It's just I didn't remove it, unfortunately. Okay. For the picture, I didn't remove it, which was, like I said. But yeah, both units, he won because this unit alone has like a static combat res of 5 or 6.
I thought so. I was wondering.
I can't stand there. And on the combat, during the combat, before I went, he killed me down to just him. So I don't even have a valid target to go nuts on and try to kill. Again, forgetting to kill the Plague Patriarch in this unit to my right.
Right.
So anyway, on the bottom of turn 6, the Boar Boys charge in here just to try to scoop up some points by hurting this unit. I killed 3, but it doesn't do anything. Okay. And this is the picture that should have been there last turn.
Okay.
He broke and ran.
So he still had 2. Did he catch you?
Yeah.
So he had 2 Boar Boys left.
He had what?
You had 2 Boar Boys left.
I had 2 Boar Boys left. Yes, I did. I didn't do that well in this game.
What happened to the Boar Boys that were on the right flank?
Remember, they were the ones that charged into the flank of this unit.
Oh, yes.
Spearmen, and eventually got run down.
Yeah, that was them. Yeah. Okay.
The one guy that was left never rallied.
Okay, he ran off. Okay.
Yeah, he only had, I think, 2 chances on a 4.
Okay.
So he wasn't coming back. I was hoping the general would get away and could rally on the bottom of 6 and at least save me the 600 or 700 points, which would have changed this a little bit, because now, as it was, the ended up being a 1-19.
Oh.
I avoided by 1 not being 20.
Yeah, I guess you killed just enough points. Oh, what happened with the fight with the Boar Boys charging the flank of those guys?
Like I said, that's what it is right there. I charged him on the bottom of turn 6, did 3, he held.
He held, okay.
He was steadfast, 7 or 8, I believe, 7.
Okay.
And held. I think that's his roll down there, that 4.
Oh, okay.
On the dice. I mean, I wasn't going to do anything except cause a panic check. In my mind, I break them, they flee, panic the other 2 units.
Sure.
My Boar Boys overrun, get on the marker, and get the score for the last turn. So I not only get the secondary, I get half of those 2 big units.
Well, that's what's supposed to have happened. You just suck.
Yeah, apparently I do suck. I don't know why it didn't happen. I don't see
I'm not seeing the problem.
I'm not seeing why that wasn't a sure thing.
Plan to me.
But anyway, so there you have that. That's my first game back. Yeah. It's fun. It was good to get back out and play. I got to tell you that, though.
Yes. Risking life and limb for Warhammer.
Yeah, it's whatever. What are you going to do? It was a fun time. I was, like I said, very happy. And you actually came by, too, while we were playing. So
yes, I did. I was shopping.
Yeah. I meant to tell you that we were going to be there, and I forgot to. And then
yeah, I know what it's all about.
Yeah, well, we do avoid you.
I heard I was noticing as I was walking up, you guys were like looking the other way.
I was yeah.
You might not notice us.
I guess avoid you like the plague is an appropriate thing to say anymore, is it?
Yeah, probably not. You're driving me to my safe space.
All right. So that's going to do it. Thanks for listening. It's been a great time. And like I said, glad to be back and playing again.
All right. Till next time.
All right. Goodbye.